Welcome to the latest edition of building the PX 200, and in this one I'll be showing you what I'm up to. Cue the little intro thing. Right, so just a little show around the chassis, just to show you what I've done that I haven't videoed. Obviously, Sunday morning, it's a cup of coffee's ready. I've been getting the floor pans ready because the floor pan will be riveted and sealed with stuff called Sikaflex onto the chassis. And obviously the rivets, pot rivets, involve lots and lots of little holes, so I wanted to get all that done before it's painted. So literally this is ready to fit. Obviously then I'll get these out the way ready for painting. And I've also done the same for the rear bulkhead here. Rear bulkhead though is just screwed in because that may need removing at some point, and it's not on there at the moment, but I've made a bulkhead to go basically from there up to the top for the fuel tank, and then it goes down the side as well. That's just upstairs at the moment because I'm 3D printing a seal to go along the bottom here and along here, so the bulkhead actually seals down. I also need to make this section removable, so for the IVA that won't have a floor underneath at all. This is where compromise has got to come in a little bit, because the way the IVA deems different things, the fuel tank must have complete drainage quite sensibly for the IVA. So I'm going to have no floor underneath it, so effectively that then means it's not part of the passenger compartment. I think the bulkhead being there would have done that, so I'm sort of doing a belt and braces thing anyway. So that floor would be removable, and that little section that's underneath I'll be able to screw back in, and I'll probably just have a couple of small holes in case I do have a fuel leak to let the fuel out. Maybe with bungs in for if I'm ever wanting to make sure we've got maximum aero, because obviously when you're trying to get a smooth run along the floor, any little bits that cause turbulence, it doesn't then unturbulence straight behind. So if I make holes in the floor there that cause turbulence, then I've got turbulence all the way back, so you're kind of buggered already. So there we go. So that's what I've been up to. So the bulk of this episode, video, whatever you want to call it, is going to be about the spray painting. Now, I've done a little spray, but as I've said before, I've done a little spray painting and it has been very unsuccessful. So hopefully my wife is going to have a bash at doing it, who has a higher patience level than I do. She's never done anything like that before, but she is very artistic. I'm not sure being artistic is of any help, but anyway. So she's currently upstairs watching YouTube videos on how to do spray painting. I'm going to be prepping some bits of leftover tube and basically going through the scrap box, sorting out lots and prepping lots of bits of that ready for her to practice spray painting on, and then it'll be a case of stripping the chassis down. If I show you close up at the moment, you can see it's going to need a lot of cleaning. This is little bits of surface rust. In some places it's worse. So obviously before painting I've got to get rid of all of this surface rust. There's bits of paint on the chassis over there where a long time ago, if you remember, I was doing a little bits of experiments with hammerite and other things. So all of that has got to be cleaned off really nicely so we can get a really good key in and a good finish. Before we get into all of that, and before I forget, just like to say thank yous. A few people left comments after the last one. The main thing, obviously, I asked you to comment on how many of the welds do you think I'll miss. And my wife will find, well, the answer as per everything isn't straightforward. So there were 5 welds found, but my wife found 3 of them. And whilst she was finding those 3 and I was moving the chassis around to help her with her fine-tooth comb looking, I found two. How about that? Yeah, I found two. Yeah. I think anyone who knows me will be as surprised as and understand my my joviality, or whatever the expression is. Yeah, how about that? Look, I found something. Put that down in a day in the diary. So I guess if you said 3, you were right. If you said 5, you were right. There we go. But anyway, thanks for your comments. Keep coming. Any comments on this stuff? It may end up being a 2-3 part of this spray painting thing. So if you got comments on it, shout away. Please let me know. As I said before, any comments are really gratefully received. I'm starting off cleaning up some of this scrap. Well, we nearly had a visit from Mr. Cockup. I'd completely forgotten about the filler cap, and obviously the filler cap, although it goes through the panel here, obviously needed some metal work behind to screw into. So I've just welded a couple of little brackets on here, and what I'll do is I'll 3D print as well a ring around here so it will support that one. But it's, so if I put my hand on the bottom, I'm pulling and pushing, that's not moving at all. So even just with 2 in, it's fairly firm. But we very nearly got to the point of spraying the chassis without having that bracket there, and I would have been really quite upset if I'd have had to then cut the paint back straight away. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that's the only bit that's been missed. I really hope it is. So we're now on day 3, day 4 of cleaning the chassis. And getting there, it's a slow old job. Few things I've definitely learnt from this, so a few little tips I can throw your way for anyone thinking of doing the same thing. And I know these tips will be the same as most of the tips I give, just pointing out the absolutely bleeding obvious. Now the main problems being with cleaning is all the fiddly little bits, or welds as they're probably better known as. Now what I really should have done is given a regular spray of WD-40 for the whole chassis. Although it would still have needed cleaning, you can see the bits that were WD-40'd fairly well. You still, I think, probably best to clean off this, I'm not sure what they call it, but it's this sort of black scummy stuff that's formed when they make the metal. But I think it would have been a whole lot easier. I would judge so far I've probably spent 15 hours so far on this chassis, and I reckon I'm probably, if I'm lucky, I'm halfway through. Yeah, it's not the most fun job in the world. Anyway, the sun's out, I've shifted the van out of the way, and I'm going to be working out on the drive today. Okay, so we're next day, and this day hopefully is going to be officially known as first spray painting practice day. Chassis still isn't finished. You'll see there's still some pretty major bits I haven't done, let alone some of the little nooks and crannies. And of course I'm just preparing everything for my wife to be able to do the practices. And yesterday my table full of all the practice bits and suspension bits was outside when I was in there, and I didn't notice it started chucking down with rain. So all my lovely prepared stuff now seems to have some form of chicken pox. Anyway, hopefully that's very, very surface, and that shouldn't take long to get rid of. But beautiful day today. So there's lots of setup now, and fingers crossed some good practice runs, and a marriage that lasts the day. So that's garage clear, but I think I might just need to sweep the garage a bit, because all the spray painting thing definitely says a lot of it's down to prep and making sure you're in a dust-free environment. As I don't know, can you actually hear when I step? I think maybe there might be a touch of dust in this garage that needs cleaning. Several hours later, we've got the strangest washing line ever set up in the garage. So this is all for practice run. Compressor's ready, though it clearly has an air leak somewhere. Need to sort that out later. So the washing line of trial bits has changed colour. Obviously we've got a bit of practice to go yet, or rather my wife's got a bit of practice to go yet, and as we found a slight issue with height of things. Not too sure quite how we're going to tackle that on the actual chassis. Obviously I can't lower that anymore. Maybe I'm going to have to be out here and give my wife a piggyback when she's doing the high bits so she can see them. Yes, well, there we go. Anyway, there's a combination of runs and things, but I think these are set up, I think, where she's been a bit over concerned about not wasting paint by having all the spray missing, and I think she's put the gun a bit too close. Anyway, we're going to have a mess around now, and it's definitely time for a lunch and a coffee.
Ground control to Major Tom.
So, Jane's just done coat number 2. And you can see quite clearly, after being a spray painter for what, the best part of half an hour, it's not perfect, but I would definitely say she's getting there. And I really thinking, as you can see here, where it just needs, I think, another coat, but certainly there's no more runs added to it. So I reckon already, I reckon she's certainly more adept at this, oh, whatever the hell the word is, than I am. But now we're looking at possible showers coming in, and I do not want that chassis getting wet, because I don't want to be doing this all again. So we're calling it a day there, so I can get everything back in this garage. But I think at that point I'll wrap this video up, and the next video is going to be hopefully more spray painting. It'll be a few days. Jane is a pharmacist and works as a locum, so she's working some days, isn't some days. So this kind of paint thing, my paint sprayer professional, I basically got to work around when she's ready, because for sure I think she's going to be better at doing this than I will be. So on that positive note, I will start clearing up my washing line of scrap metal, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.